Brad, thank you for letting us join you here in your garage. It's been 3 years to get to this point?
Yeah, almost, close to 3 years. And thank you for coming to see us, man.
Of course, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Where did this journey start for you? Where did your fascination, your passion with Formula One begin?
Oh, I've just always loved racing. Growing up with Jackie Stewart, but it's some of my earliest memories. And then like in the 90s, I really got heavily into MotoGP.
Yep.
And then there just went, that was the era of McDougan. It's nice to see his son out here now. And then there just wasn't enough races. And then I started veering into F1. And then now here we are.
Amazing. And what sparked off the desire to make a movie about it? Was it the fact that it was suddenly in like the social zeitgeist again, and it was suddenly cool again, or?
It was in the zeitgeist, so we got great push behind us. People were more and more interested, so we could get someone like Apple to come in and really support us. But it was Joe Kosinski, our director, and Jerry Bruckheimer, who was just coming off of Maverick, who said, I want to make the most realistic racing movie we've seen today. And I think that's what we've done.
Because there's a parallel, right? Because after he made Top Gun, he went straight into Days of Thunder, which is a great racing movie.
That's right.
And so he's come straight off Maverick, straight into this.
That's right.
Which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. But for you to be a race driver, to create a movie about racing drivers, you're walking on hallowed grounds.
Okay.
You're walking on broken glass, because racing fans, it doesn't matter how good the racing movie is, they will always find something that isn't
And
quite
by the way,
right.
it's movie making. There will always be something that someone could pick and tear apart. But, first of all, we got Lewis. So Lewis Hamilton is our producer, and his knowledge has been so immensely helpful. He's been keeping us straight, going, no, that doesn't fly. It needs to go this way. And his knowledge, it's so incredible. Like right down to the sound, you can actually pick out and go, no. That's turn 12. That's not turn 16.
So he's been that integral.
Yeah.
But did he come?
You need more reverb on the straight here. You hear this massive reverb into one, like he's
Nice.
that specific. It's incredible.
So was Lewis involved like right from the start with the script, or
Right
as
from
you
the
started?
beginning.
Wow.
Right. In fact, Joe went and got Lewis before he got me.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah, he said, if I can have that kind of backing and that kind of support, then I think we can get to what I know I can do with the cameras in the car.
So Joe comes to you guys, we're making a racing movie, by the way, Lewis Hamilton's involved. You're like, sold?
Yeah, pretty much. He said, come on over. Lewis is going to meet us 30 minutes later. And it was done.
Did you have any reservations at all?
Not a bit. I've been trying to get a racing movie done for 20 years. I tried bikes, I've tried cars, I've tried different disciplines, I've tried Le Mans. And for whatever reason, they never came to fruition. So when this thing came up, I just thank God the others didn't work, because we've never got you've never put actors in the cars like this.
So I'm going to get onto that in a bit, because
Okay.
that's fascinating for me. But can we see the cars? Can we actually go and look at what you've got? Because these are the four that you've been using for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
right?
we're running 4 Mechachromes, 23 version,
Okay.
which means no power steering.
Oh my God. So it's a proper F2 car that you've like kitted up to look like an F1
Proper
car.
F2 car, but then it's been stretched. Mercedes did all the aero package, stretched it 40 centimeters, designed our cockpit, designed our wheel. But we got an electric one we've been using on the end for stops and starts. Team's been really interested in. And then we got our 4 Mechachromes that we've been running. But if you look, they're just loaded with cameras, camera batteries.
Yeah. And how many racetracks have you actually been at? How many racetracks have you driven on that?
I'm bragging now. I'm gonna brag. Okay. Paul Ricard,
Yep.
Silverstone, Hungary, Spa.
Oh.
They had to stop me. I kept smiling in the takes. They had to tell me not to smile.
Be serious.
On Eau Rouge.
Remember your role.
Spa, Coda, really technical, really difficult. I have a really surprising track.
First section.
And Abu Dhabi here. Yeah. Especially with no power steering.
They don't even take the F2 cars there.
Is that right?
Yeah, F2 doesn't race there. You're the first one to take an F2 car around Coda.
It's an amazing experience. Really, I'm just surprised how technical that track is. I thought it was going to be nice and flowy like Spa.
Yeah.
And no.
But
Vegas?
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
was just-
fast. And you've spent enough time in Vegas filming over the years. How different was that?
Yeah. That was kind of cool, man. Just to go down the strip with the lights, what an experience.
Did you ever think when you were out there filming oceans and all that kind of stuff that you'd be
Never. That we would own the street?
yeah
For
they-
15 minutes, we're going to own the strip.
that they'd shut it down and you'd be
Yeah.
hurtling down there at 150 plus
No.
miles an hour?
So I'll show you some of the camera work here. So this is a new shot they're doing. That's all the battery equipment here. This is they're going to do this floating shot for the end.
Oh, wow.
This is our helmet cam when you want a POV. It's like if you look at McQueen from Le Mans, it's not that much different. He had a camera taped to the side.
Yeah. But Joe, I think Joe was saying that this is the stuff that they developed for Maverick, but they've had to shrink it to make it.
Yes, I mean, if you look at this camera body, that's 4K. This is like cutting edge. All our battery equipment is down here in the bottom.
In the floor.
So a lot of weight there. Come over this way. I have so much trust in Luke.
Yeah.
You know, he's a former F2 champion and just been a great friend and a great mentor. And then, you know, we got the proper crew, and these guys are doing it like they're doing it for real. And I God bless them all. You can't help but develop a love for them.
You started filming, and literally like the next week, the strike started.
Yeah, we started in Silverstone. We were up and running, going. We were on a high. Went out, you know, during race weekend.
Your first scene.
Oh my God. Which by now bothers me because it's so like tame.
Yeah.
Compared to where the level we're at now.
Formula One drivers start when they're 4 or 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
To try to get to Formula One, age 20. That's 15 years.
Yeah.
How do you, Brad Pitt, learn how to drive one of these things in, and how long was it? 6 months, a year? How long did it take you?
You know, like you have to ask some of the professionals if they'll call it driving, but I think it is, and I am doing things I never
I've seen
thought I
some of
could
the
do.
footage. It's good.
It's not good. I think we got it. But you know, I started up a kid like dirt bikes and a little bit of a white trash bone, you know, and back when we had 3-wheelers and quads and up on 2 wheels, and so it didn't feel that different. Other than I was just amazed. I mean, when you first experience downforce, like even in this, it's shocking. It took my breath away.
Because you go as fast as you think you can. And then the moment you go faster than you think you can and it sticks and you're like,
And it sticks. And they keep saying, trust the car. So I go, in my head, I go, trust the car. And I take it in, and it was just harrowing. You know, you're just trying to keep your head harrowing. And the brakes on these things, that you can go down at 180 and then with 75 yards, get it down to 50, 40 miles an hour is shocking to me. The first time I experienced. And now it's a thing tonight's my last drive for the film. I may get a little misty about it.
yeah.
Stick around, you may see some tears. But yeah, it's been a hell of an experience.
You've had such a storied career in movie making. Where is this gonna sit for you in terms of the memories, the experience of, again,
Like nothing else. Like I don't know where I go from here. I got to do something nice and quiet, drama or something, because you can't compete with just this experience. Like it's almost like when we get to the acting scenes, you kind of go, right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get to drive anymore.
Oh, okay. No driving today. But really, really been amazing. You see the camera mount down here. This is a shot they're gonna get for the wheels, and
Do you want to
all
carry
radio
on?
control.
Do you want to carry on racing when this is done?
You know, I thought about it. I mean, certainly in another universe. You take these directions in life, and it's an interesting daydream of mine. Newman started when he was 54.
Yeah.
It just did it for himself, and
Yeah.
pure enjoyment of it. It's not one of those things, but I need racecraft to be my next training, because I still, just having that experience of defending or passing in the rain or, that kind of thing.
You could race GTs. You could do
Sure.
or Le Mans. You could do a
Sure.
Dempsey. You could do a
Yeah.
Fassbender.
Yeah, Vassey's doing it, Dempsey's doing it. They love it,
Yeah.
and I understand why. I really do. Let me show you these.
Yeah,
'Cause this is this thing we're in the most. So we'll come around here. It's working there. Sorry, guys, we're jumping in on your work. So these are the cameras we're usually running, Damson and I. And if you look, you already got to see past the halo.
Yeah.
Down here, we got to get past this block. We got to see past that. That's not so bad.
You got a 2-inch window.
Yeah, it's not so bad. This is the to the bunch because it blocks the corners. And I had them put in this this spacer, and it's the only kind of view I can get just to see a glimpse of a cone or a glimpse of a crack.
Literally just to see the front tire.
To get in here,
Yeah.
just to get through there. This one moves 360, can catch us, can catch one of the other drivers. The same thing, this one fully rotates. And then this one back here, it's really nice because when you see the tire hit some bumps, you'll also see the steering wheel at the same time.
This is it. People will have seen the teaser for the movie.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them won't have believed that it's actually you and Damson in the cars, but it's been you guys.
By the time we get to the movie, it's just undeniable. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not sitting on a soundstage with wind machines and no, it's been incredible.
And you clearly, look, you say you don't have the racing knowledge, actually being in the car, but you have racing knowledge. You clearly love the sport passionately. How important has it been for you, for the whole team, to be truthful, not just in terms of how the cars look, how they sound, how they drive, but the script, the story, everything?
That's where all these guys have helped us, and everyone has had a hand kind of honing this thing. And then, of course, Lewis coming in for the ultimate smell test, and I think we got something. It's really fun. It's exciting and adventurous, and it's like you feel it. You feel it in the bone. I do. I hope others do too.
And you've been a part of this sport now for 2 years. The teams have been welcoming. You've been a part of the paddock. What's it been like to actually be the 11th team in Formula One? Have the teams been welcoming?
The imaginary 11th team. Yeah. I gotta thank them all, because I remember when he first got into Silverstone, you know, I was a little bit timid. You know, I revere the sport. I revere those within the sport. I was a little timid to like step on hallowed ground, as you say. Now I'm just kind of like, it's set, guys. How you doing?
This is cool.
Carlos. Yuki. So the teams have been like so generous with us. They play a part in this film. The drivers, even F1 has just like opened all doors for us. We had all the cars on the grid last night for a red flag. You know, all the teams jump in. Like this is unbelievable. The way they've let us embed into their season. Try not to get in the way. They've been really cool with us, and just, I can't thank them enough.
Because that's not been done in 60 years. Last time that happened was Frankenheim making Grand Prix back in 66.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, it hasn't been done.
I mean, they got some Le Mans footage with McQueen, but basically,
yeah,
you know, it's from afar.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, it was gritty. It felt gritty, yeah, really gritty.
But you got to do Daytona as well.
And got to do Daytona, that's right.
On the banking.
That gets your attention.
Yeah.
That'll get your attention. Yeah.
I can imagine.
The first time up. You said no sudden movements.
So how do you think it's going to feel tomorrow morning when you wake up and you realize you're not going to get to drive one of these again?
But I am. I'm going to figure out.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out how. I don't know how yet. I have to. I just have to. It's such a high. I don't have words for it. You know, I love this, the weekends here, smell, the sound, the fervor of the excitement of the weekend, and then being in that is so singular. It's the most singular thing I've ever been a part of. You know, it's all about the next corner, just the next corner.
Do you understand now when drivers talk about the zone, when it starts to slow down and you're in that moment, that flow state of...
Yeah, I mean, I understand it too. I mean, I felt quite at peace, you know, going 180 down the straight, you know.
Calm, right?
That's when you can rest, catch your breath.
Yeah.
You look around, enjoy the sights. And then it's...
Has it given you an appreciation of the F1 drivers themselves and what they do?
Oh my God. I mean, to go around a track that's 3.5, 4 miles and be within a tenth of a second of each other, come on.
Yeah.
It's staggering. I stood at the base of Eau Rouge with the back to me. You know, you can get right on the wall. And they come in flat out and they hit up Eau Rouge.
It's terrifying.
I mean, it sucks the air out of your lungs.
That's exactly it.
Exhilarating. I'm like, it is exhilarating. Listen, for everyone out there, like, how do we tell this story to fans that are so knowledgeable, the history, the details, racing strategy, and as well tell a story for newcomers to the sport who don't really understand what a yellow flag is, and it's a really precarious needle to thread. and I think we're in good place. I know we'll just be tinkering with it right up to the release. But I want to thank you too.
Oh, shush.
No, Will did a part. Will did a part for us. Came in to help us out. And it's at a press conference at McLaren. What, 100 people?
Yeah.
And they start the scene on Will. Will's kind of generating the press conference. And right before he's going to go, first take, I said, "Don't f it up, Will," in front of everyone. And you held it.
I'm not an actor. I can't do this.
He held it, and it was great.
It was great fun.
So thank you for
No,
that.
thank you.
Because all of that just gives us the validity and the realism, you know,
Thank
that
you, man.
we've been looking.
It's been a joy. I gotta say, personally, watching this crew, this team, be so in awe of the F1 world, and then watching the F1 world be so in awe of your crew, watching these two, incredibly, very disparate crews, very disparate worlds, collide in a way that's been so collaborative and actually so symbiotic. It's just been this perfect mesh for 2 years. It's been incredible.
I think so. It's been one of the most extraordinary experiences I've had. And I think it shows. I mean, at the end of the day, if the guys down pit lane say, "Job well done," then we've done it. Yeah. If you say "Job well done," then we've done it.
Can't wait to see it.
All right. Thanks for everything, man.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.